understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Warning: Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color-coded technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you when to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me.
daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
In this particular cycle, that consumers are so strong and their leverage is so low that it is very possible that consumers are what bring us out of this recession very quickly.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, that's unbelievable. Why do they keep lying? Why don't they just tell the truth? I mean, we're in trouble. The consumer's in trouble. I mean, you can't, for 13 years, print all this money at low rates and then keep rates so low for too long and think you're going to come out of it unscathed. Of course not. The idea of stimulus is you stimulate for a very short period of time, and that's the end of it. Because if you continue to stimulate, that means your economy is on its last leg, and all you're doing is creating more problems by creating more inflation by keep stimulating. I mean, what he just said is insane. Consumer strong? I mean, it makes no sense what he's saying. We have record household debt. Record. Not a little bit, but record high household debt. We have record low savings. You know, it's fell 61%. That's right. It's fallen 61% from the pandemic. Remember that we went from 3% to 38%, and now it's back to about 2 to 3%. So that's about a drop of 61%. That's insane. That's insane. Savings, okay. Hardly anybody's saving. They can't save. If they were saving, we wouldn't have record withdrawals, would we, from 401ks? Record withdrawals from home equity. I mean, people are going and getting second mortgages, third mortgages. That wouldn't be happening. We wouldn't have record withdrawals from savings. But we do. And delinquencies are getting worse. I mean, our credit card debt is nearly $1 trillion now. Almost just under $1 trillion, $986 billion. Mortgage debt, record high, $12 trillion. And now, remember, these people who thought they're going to get a real cheap loan at 2.3%, 2.8%, 3%, and they didn't fix it, now they're really getting hit hard. So, and now the delinquencies, and by the way, mortgage application, I just looked it up today, is down 28-year low. So auto delinquencies are the highest since 2006. Credit card delinquencies, highest since 2008. Apartment rent delinquencies, a record 38%, the highest surge in 6 years. Business rent delinquencies, up 40%. And of course, we know about the commercial loans. We have about $3 trillion in default, and they haven't even come up yet for renewal, and they will be. So when you hear that consumer is resilient.
I mean, it's been amazing how resilient, in a way, the consumer has been to this inflationary shock.
How can they say that? I mean, these are true numbers. I mean, they just lie. The truth is,
the individual consumer is not out there spending money like they did a year ago and 2 years ago.
Because they don't have the money. They don't have the money. I wish somebody would just tell the truth. Why do you think the market, I mean, how many times have I said, my students know this well, how many times have I said that if you don't get the NASDAQ or the Qs above like 330, 340, use 340, that would be 340 if you look at it, that's going to be the that's our high of last year, yearly high. That's our yearly high. You got to break through that yearly high. Not only break through it, you got to show you can break through it, and you got to have enough volume, enough energy that you hold it. That's the only way you're going to get confidence for the big institutions to come in and buy. See, we haven't gone anywhere in 2 years. You look on a chart, what we're paying for the S&P right now is what we paid for the S&P 2 years ago. Now go back to a year ago. We're not seeing any new money come in. There's no institutional buying coming in. No hedge funds, no big banks, no insurance companies. They're not buying because they know what we know, that the valuations are insane. I always tell you this. Why would they pay $19 a share for $1 of earnings when they know it's only worth maybe $10 a share? They didn't mind doing that when interest rates were low and they could borrow money cheap and they could speculate because they always knew the CEOs were going to keep doing stock buybacks. It drove the market. See, most people don't understand that. Stock buybacks is what drove this market for 13 years. And that was very dangerous because all of that money that was put into the market, that's a bubble. You got to get that out now. And you're not going to get that out by raising rates since 2015, about 18 times. And if you figure it out, we've been raising at an average during those 18 times of less than 0.5%, 0.39. Less than 0.5%. So think about this. 18 rate hikes since 2015. Yellen started them. And we can't even average 0.5% rate hike. That's why we're not going anywhere. No one's serious about raising rates. No one's serious about it. So again, to say that things are good and consumers are resilient, it's just a bold-faced lie. It's not going to work. When people go to the supermarket, they know. And when the other day was a joke when they came out and I said, well, inflation or retail costs went down from 5% to 4.9. Yeah, like everybody's going to load up their van, their family, and go down shopping and go, wow, that's a break. Let's go buy, man. That's stupid. We got some severe headwinds. And one of the biggest severe headwinds is the banks. The banks. But everybody's making say, oh, they're okay. They're doing fine. No, they're not doing fine. Because again, as I told you yesterday, all these banks, they're being bailed out by you and me. And every time we're told that we're not on the hook,
taxpayers are not on the hook.
That's a bold-faced lie. Taxpayers been on the hook since 2009, for God's sakes. You know what's really grinds me? You know, the CEO of SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, Greg Becker, 2 years before the bank went belly up and closed the doors, he knew the banks were failing. He knew his bank was failing. He quietly, over 2 years, sold $37 million worth of stock, or $30 million worth of stock. And the day he was going to close the doors, or the day before he was going to close the doors, he sold another $7 million. And now they want to hang him, prosecute him. Really? Why? I'll explain when I get back. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
A strong U.S. consumer can fix a lot of problems in the economy, and we have that particular scenario manifesting itself right now. You can see it in the data. Okay. Consumers are strong, and they're going to continue to stay that way.
You can see it in the data. You can see it in the data, right? Now here's another jibber jabber, fake business network.
In this particular cycle, that consumers are so strong and their leverage is so low that it is very possible that consumers are
leverage so low. Are you kidding me? What are you, nuts? This is insane. Leverage low. They have record credit card debt. They have record household debt. Record low savings while record credit card debt. Talk about leverage. Record mortgage debt. Record auto debt. Record $262 billion home equity withdrawal. 401k withdrawals. Record savings withdrawals. Where's he getting this from? What material is he looking at, this guy? What is he, nuts? Credit card delinquencies, highest since 2008. Apartment delinquencies recorded 38%, the highest surge in 6 months, up 38%, the highest in 6 months. And he's saying that they're strong? If they were strong, then why aren't they paying their credit cards? If you had a lot of money and you're strong, wouldn't you pay your credit card down? Why would you want a delinquency on your auto loan? Why would you not pay? If he's saying this and it's true, the consumer is so strong, they're just really strong. Then why are delinquencies, apartment rents, in the last 6 months went up 38%. That's a record. That's a record surge. This is crazy. These people are they're just sitting there lying. And that's the beautiful thing about when you trade stocks, you can shut that off. All you do is follow the money. Follow the money. Don't listen to any of this. And you never have to ask, what do you think the market's going to do? It will always tell you. It will always tell you what the market's going to do. It's unbelievable. It's just crazy. So gold. I want to talk about gold. Now they're setting up a story, and they always do this. Right now we got to borrow a ton of money, and the problem is when gold right now, gold is outperforming the NASDAQ, the S&P. I mean, it's outperforming everything. And when gold gets high, the Chinese identify that as we have inflation. And they want to cover that inflation when they loan us money. Now, we're in a position where we got to borrow a boatload of money. So they'll float, and they always do this. The Federal Reserve will always do this. When they're ready to borrow money, they'll float some noise to bring gold down. Because they know if they're going to borrow at a time that gold is at the highest, that the Chinese are going to whack us with a heavy rate. So here's what you should do. Watch GLD. GLD. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to post it for those who follow me. Okay, on my, I have my charts up during my radio show and podcast. Okay, and you can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Rumble. Okay. And Apple, and Facebook, Instagram. So if you follow me on one of those, I'm going to show you. So here's what you could take GLD and follow GLD. That's the ETF for gold. Now you see how it's rolled over a little bit, but I wouldn't worry about it unless it gets below 162, right around that the 50-day moving average, about 182, I think it is. Yeah, right below 183, right below 183. So if it gets below 183, then we got to short it. See, that's the other thing. Isn't it nice to have that option that you can short? So we own gold. I'm talking about GLD, GDX, AU. Okay, we own these stocks, and we've done darn well with them. But isn't it nice to know that if GLD breaks through that 50-day moving average where that support is, okay, or if AU breaks through its 50-day moving average around 23.67, or the miners, GDX, breaks through, let's say, $32, that we're fine because we're just going to turn our position and sell short. How many of you can do that? Not many. Because you're always being told, don't know, you don't want to short. You don't want to learn how to short. Don't short, it's dangerous. No, what's dangerous is not knowing how to short, and you're going to sit there and you're going to get hit hard. So gold is going to go down. Gold is going to get crushed. The dollar is going to get crushed. Do you know how much gold that China is buying? This is what was funny about the story. Gold, the Chinese are buying a boatload of gold. They've been buying it because the dollar, they want to make sure that this dollar, when it goes down, that they got a boatload of gold. And they know the dollar's going to go down. And they're going to be part of the reason why the dollar's going down. So I'm not talking, they're buying the bullion. But my members, I always tell them, don't buy the gold bullion. Buy GLT if you want. That's the ETF for gold, GLD. Or buy GDX. That's the ETF for the miners. So you got it covered. Buy a little bit of GDX, that's your miners, and buy a little bit of GLD. Okay, and that's your gold. That's your ETF for gold. Follows gold. So if you heard the story today and the fake business news network's been talking about it and they're telling, oh my God, it's over for gold. No, it's not. And if it is, guess what? We're going to be happy because we made money. Here, take a look at GDX. On GX, we bought GDX again around March 17th, I think it was. We bought it around $30, and then we got out around 30. I think it was around $35, around 35. So we had a 16% return from approximately March 17th to I think April 11th. Now we just got a scout on just a couple of shares. You've got to be in a position so you can short it.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. They're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy this stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com. What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, what, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership, or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com, and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Steve. And by the way, Steve is, I would say, the finest teacher of charting I know of. And I've been in this business over 50 years. And I'm not just saying it. If he sucked, I tell you. But he doesn't. He's terrific. Because, you know, you can be a great trader. It doesn't mean you can teach. Many people can't teach. Okay? One, they don't like it because you got to keep repeating yourself over and over to get to people's heads. That's teaching. But he knows, there's nobody who knows charting like he does. But the way he explains it, it's so easy to learn. And the part that you need to learn, which is easy, is the shorting part. During the break, I was just talking to my producer, Willie. And we bought GDX, give you an idea, and if you can see this chart, I'll put it up here, GDX. Now, GDX, we got in, you can see right here, we had a great buy signal on GDX on gold. That's our minus, on November 9th, 10th, right in there. We got in somewhere around 27 bucks, and then we got out around, I think it was around $33. Now, that's a nice little gain right there. And we knew to get it. So that was a 20% gain from let's say from around November 9th up to around January 25th. Then we had another opportunity when it turned green, and that was on March 17th and March 18th. And we got in because it was green, and we got in around $30, and then we got out. It was around, I think we got out around $35, and that's 16. So there's two opportunities we had. But here's the thing: what if it starts dropping now? What do? Go look for another stock that's going up? There's the problem. That's the problem. This is what they're going to tell you to do. When the market starts dropping, they're going to tell you, we got this hot stock. This stock always does well in a downturn. Or they'll tell you, okay, you made 16% of this. Now start cost averaging down. Take your loss and start cost averaging down as you start losing money, which is stupid. Or the one that's most dumb, just hold on to it. Buy and hold. Buy and hold. Just hold on to it. That's even dumber. But see, if you understood how to short, you could care less what these banks are doing. You could care less what the economy is doing. As an investor, you've got to have that tool. I mean, it's like a carpenter. He goes on a job. He's got to have the best tools. And I always enjoyed, even when I was a kid, when these guys came over to our home, and they're either a plumber or the air conditioning guy or the carpenter. I was fascinated by how they do things. And the one thing I learned at a very young age, I watched the guy come in, and he had his tools were clean, and he had a clean shirt on. He was a neat-looking guy, and he didn't have paint all over his head and shirt. And the tools were always clean. He always seemed to do that extra job. His job was always better. The guy that came in, and he had his screwdriver handle all duct taped, right? And then you look at this hammer. He's got half an egg sandwich on it. And I mean, and the job's going to be sloppy and lousy. It's the same thing investing. If you got the right tools, and we have the right tools, we'll share them with you for 10 days free. You don't have to pay for them. But the key is you got to have that back door. You got to have that back door. And that means you have the ability when the market goes down to make even more money shorting. But people are scared to death to do it because these guys on Wall Street, these guys on the fake business have never been lying to you. So please, give it a shot. Try it. At least for 10 days, learn how to sell short, would you? So here's the chart. If you're following me on my charts here, or if you're following me on Apple or Rumble or Facebook or YouTube. And look, we had a nice trade right here. Took our profits. We waited for another trade. You just sit back, let the trade come to you. Okay, I want to talk about this. Is amazing to me. Just reading the news, what they're going to try to do with this guy. What the hell is his name? Greg Becker. Greg Becker. And who's Greg Becker? He's the CEO of Silicon Valley Bank. Now remember, 2 years before the bank was going, he knew the bank was on its way down. 2 years earlier. So he started quietly over 2 years, sell his stock, about $30 million worth. The day before he closed the doors of the bank, the CEO, he dumped $7 million. So it's $37 million. So they want to prosecute him. They want to hang him. Wait a minute. You got to be kidding me. Recall 2008, too big to fail? Jamie Dimon? Are you kidding? JP Morgan? Through all the careless and fraudulent lending that was going on, while he was being compensated $30 million a year. He brought on the financial crisis of 2008 through all that fraudulent lending. Do you remember the bundling of the worthless non-performing subprime loans, which he used to, and nobody knows how he got it done, but these were worthless subprime loans. They were non-performing. People weren't making their payments. And yet, he was able to get the highest AAA rating on them so he could sell them to pension funds. He kept selling to all the biggest pension funds. Are you kidding? I mean, this guy, with the 4 other largest banks, they destroyed the entire financial market. Now, the big question was, how the hell did this guy, Jamie Dimon, get the rating agency to give him AAA when they were FFF? Well, instead of investigating him, Dimon and his crime syndicate, we'll call it, the 5 too big to fail banks, were rewarded $700 billion for their bad behavior. Are you kidding? And they're going after this guy for selling stock. That's all. He didn't take anything down. And who suffered the most? So they give these gangsters $700 billion for a bailout. And they're doing fine. But who suffered? The hard-working Main Street. They suffered. They suffered. People were making between $35,000 and $65,000 a year struggling. 8 million homes were lost to foreclosure because of Jamie Dimon and these other 4 CEOs. 8.8 million jobs were lost because of Jamie Dimon. $20 trillion in home and stock equity evaporated, gone. Home prices declined 40 to 50%. The stock market declined 40%. And they rewarded him? Now they're going to reward him again. When SVB was going down, Silicon Valley Bank, they called on him. Are you kidding me? So the people that really benefited from all of this were the 5 largest banks. And the largest institutional investors, the hedge funds, the Wall Street banks, the pension funds, the mutual funds, the insurance company, while Main Street got screwed. And they want to go hang this guy who sold his stock? Are you nuts?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What, are you nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these 2 committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. You can listen to my podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Apple, and Instagram. Also, there's a neat little segment that I do on YouTube and Instagram. It says short. I mean, just a short segment. It's very popular. And you'll find it when you open it, just where it says short. And I do about 1 minute. They're limited to 1 minute. And they've been really, really popular. I've been getting thousands and thousands of hits on this. So you may enjoy that, okay? And I pretty much talk about what the market's going to do. Talk about that. I want to show everybody. You can look at my chart, and I'm putting it up right now. I'm going to show you exactly what the market's going to do. If you're thinking, I wonder what the market's going to do, I'm going to show you. You haven't got to guess. I just put up the cues. Everything is the cues. Make or break is the cues. This is the high, last year's high right there. See that? Around 334, we'll call it. 334. We're not 324. If it breaks up to 334, they're hoping, see, they're rigging it. They're doing everything they possibly can right now to get it up to that 334 because they're hoping the shorts then will start buying their own shares back, pushing up the market. And then, now watch this chart here. And this chart right here is telling you, look at the cues right here. See the cues? We have not been able to break out from the top to the bottom, that 38% drop. We've gone up 15, 20%, and we have not been able to capture back our losses for a whole year. So and the reason is because the institutions, the big institutions, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the biggest insurance companies, they're not buying. They're not going to overpay for stocks. Look at the spiders, same problem. See how it's empty? Nobody's buying above the 50%. Look at the banks. They're below 50%. Nobody's buying. Those white spaces, those are all people who made a bad decision and bought on a dip. They're stuck. They're not going to come in and get bailed out. Now they're hoping on the Qs, if they could get the Qs to break out of that 50%, and they're doing that by engineering these stocks to go up, okay? Artificially pushing them up, stock buybacks, anything they can do. But here's all you need to know. Right here on my chart, the Qs right there, Now draw that, put the white line in again. If it breaks out above this white line right here, that's right there, right about that. It's got to break above that, and it's got to hold for a week. But something else has to happen. Okay? When it can't hold, then you want to take a look at the VIX index. And the VIX index will start showing the fear. That's what you got to look at, the VIX index, to show the fear. The VIX should go from 40 to 80. So let me say this again. It's first got to get up to this area right here, okay, where you're right around that high of 334. It's got to break out above it a little bit, hold for at least 2 weeks, week and a half to 2 weeks, and then she turns around and breaks and goes back down, which she will if she breaks out. Then you can watch the VIX index, which is the lowest I've seen, at around 28. It'll hit 40, and then when it goes from 40 straight up to 80, that's fear, and the market will fall like a flying monkey. Okay? Now, and that's what you watch for. So if you want to join my gang, and we'll remember, we're here to assist you. Okay? You can listen to my radio show, you can listen to my podcast, but we're here to assist you. We're teachers, okay? All right. Now, I want to, before I run out of time, I want to talk about, as I said, they take this guy and they want to hang him, okay, the CEO of SVB. They want to hang him. Now, which makes no sense to me, because all he did is sell his stocks. Yes, he had inside information, yes, but he did not he did not create a financial crisis by bundling non-performing mortgages, selling them to pensions. Are you kidding me? Jamie Dimon and his crew brought down that whole syndicate of 5 banks, brought down the whole financial sector. Now, remember, they're not suing him. They're not investigating him or any of those CEOs of the 5 banks. Nobody investigated. How did he ever sell to the pension funds these bundles of subprime mortgages that were not performing, total garbage? People weren't paying their payments. How did he ever get the rating agencies to change the rating from FFFF to AAA? Nobody ever investigated, nor will they. Instead, they said, here, Diamond, I'm going to give you $25 billion right now, and then take your buddies, the 5 of you, and I'm going to give you $700 billion, and we're going to tell the taxpayer not to worry, that they're not going to pay for it. We're not going to tell them the truth. We're not going to tell them. Of course they're going to pay for it. It's going to be a subsidy. We're going to take from their taxes, every time they pay taxes, we're going to take what's an equivalent to 3 cents out of every dollar. And we're going to bail you out. And all the banks, therefore, forever, we're going to keep bailing out. And we'll keep lying and saying, oh, no. Taxpayer doesn't pay a penny for these failed banks. I don't get it. They're going after this guy. Now Biden and his Democratic Socialists, this is another thing driving me nuts, and it's going to kill our stock market. But again, if you know how to short, you could care less. I just wish I could could shake you. Grab you and shake you, get you to understand. If you're in the market, you've got to learn to short. Do you understand what we're putting up with here? People are just whistling by the graveyard. They really believe these guys when they say, "Oh, everything's wonderful, everything's great. We got a terrific market here." Hey, listen to this. Listen to this guy.
A lot of people should be investing actually more aggressively right now, because markets, I think, are adequately priced for a short and shallow recession.
Are you kidding? Invest aggressively? When for 2 years, take a look on the spiders or the Qs. Where the price of the spiders is right now, it was 2 years ago. Take a look. I showed you the chart. I put it up on my site here for you, if you're on Apple or whatever. For a whole year, the institutions have not come in and bought stocks. They're not buying stocks because they're too overpriced. So what's he saying? You want to aggressively start buying when the institutions aren't buying? What, are you absolutely nuts? Has this guy lost his head? You're going to invest when the institutions aren't. We follow the institutional money. Any professional does. And we have the charts that show where the institutional money is going. So, Biden now and his Democrat socialists, they're pushing now free Medicare for all, paid sick leave for all, free public higher education for all. This is now their whole new, they're going to start running right for their election. And that's what I forgot to tell you. The most important thing, I don't mean to be skipping around by running out of time, and this is so important. When under Obama, remember, the taxpayers, he's the one who subsidized the banks. That was his idea, all right? And when they asked Obama and they quizzed him, why were they so generous to Jamie Dimon, who crashed this market with his 5 buddies? And he says, well, because they're savvy businessmen. What? What he should have said is, well, I have no choice because Jamie Dimon bundled for me, for my campaign, $40 million. Hillary Clinton, the banks gave her $44 million. Get this. Biden, the banks bundled and gave him $74 million. You want to know why the banks got bailed out? And guess what? With our money, we're the subsidy. I forgot to tell you that. Isn't that terrible? So Monday, I'll tell you, I'm running out of time, but what they're coming up with, I mean, the consequences are going to be terrible. I mean, they want to do all this free stuff, just like Obama did. The consequences are going to be higher inflation, higher interest rates, again, decrease in savings, decrease in income. It's going to be terrible. Look, nothing is terrible if you know how to sell short the market, because you're going to be more excited when the market goes down than it goes up. You're going to be hoping the market crashes. You're going to wake up in the morning and say, please crash, please crash. What are you, nuts? That's what your neighbor will probably say, but you're not.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.